legs, torso, head, hair, or, a hat. Lego. They might not be perfect, but 50 years ago, they figured something out. That 4 pieces are all you need for one of, if not the, greatest toy character template ever conceived. Nary a child living today hasn't at least seen a minifigure, and I'd wager most of them own one or two. They're pretty ubiquitous, associated with the brand and with creativity and play more than any other kind of figurine. But why exactly? Why have they beaten out every other kind of toy buildable figure? Well, there is a reason, and...
I can explain.
The most important thing is their versatility. Minifigures are many things. They're funny-looking, pocket-sized, and modular, allowing for infinite customizability. They also strike the perfect balance between cute and cool, which is a really impressive thing to do with a design template that's basically the same for every character. That's not true entirely across the board, but the point is that it's a compatible system. They're simple yet multifaceted, and are effective at mostly everything they set out to do. Whoa! Oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Oh. Uh-huh, yeah. Really? Okay. Well, I have just been informed by my friend Wong that if I want to talk about a toy, I should talk a bit about its history. It says right here that the minifigure was first created in 1978 by yeah, it looks like I gotta make another phone call. Hello, Niels. Could you help me pronounce a Danish name?
Hello there. Yes, absolutely I can. The creator of the minifigure. The first name is Jens Ny, and the 2 A's are like a Gård, Nygård, and you don't say the D at the end, so it's Jens Nygård. There's like a Knudsen. Jens Nygård Knudsen. Jens Nygård Knudsen. Jens Nygård Knudsen. Yeah, I hope that helps.
I'm not exaggerating when I say I think Jens was a genius. He obviously didn't know it at the time, but he created one of the most recognizable toys in history. The earliest LEGO minifigures didn't have posable arms or legs, and Jens fixed that, adding 7 points of articulation in a template we still use today. And now we can finally break down what makes them such a good toy, because they're a good template. The surfaces of a minifigure's body are entirely flat, which allow the details of their clothing and outfit to be shown with graphic design, rather than each character having a uniquely molded torso. Specifically where they go right the most are the symmetry and proportions. The trapezoidal body and rectangular legs are the best canvas at this scale for portraying virtually anyone. Whether fat or thin, tall or short, the proportions are only a caricature, and they're an equal ratio. And that's why you can have Batman and Link and a Stormtrooper and, I don't know, Dwight Schrute.
That's why they call it murder, and not muck duck.
And they all look right despite the characters having quite obviously different body shapes in their source material. And if you want to get picky, yeah, that Link had shorter legs, but that just goes back to what I was saying about having a good system. They're designed to be perfectly compatible, interchangeable, combined, deconstructed and reconstructed.
Alchemy.
Now, I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of the internally consistent art direction with modern minifigures, because the varied art styles we see across many older figures have a lot more variety. And it's not just about licensed characters either, because in-house figures today follow the same design pattern. I totally get it if you like the old offerings better, but personally I think the cohesion of stuff that's made today adds to a lot more collectibility. That's another thing that really sets them out from the crowd. Collectibility. If you have a collection of things, then all the things fit together to some degree, right? That's what a collection is for. LEGO minifigs aren't just good toys with good playability, they're good collector's items. Not because of rarity or price, although obviously both of those things are a factor. but because they're appealing. They're just peak character design.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
If you need more proof, we can look at competing toy brands. Now, when I started writing this portion of the video, I figured I would actually lay out comparisons between LEGO minifigures and their competition, but, like, do I even really need to explain why these are bad? If you're going to bring a cohesive and distinct style to an existing character, you have to bring something interesting to the table. But you also can't overdo it. Your little toy character doesn't need a realistic face, it doesn't need fingers,
You see the quotations I'm making with my claw hands?
and they need to not be hideous. Sorry. With LEGO, there's all I mentioned above. The compatibility, the simplicity, the symmetry, the style. With these competing brands, whether brick toys or collectible figurines, we just have none of that. Now listen. Obviously, there are some minifigures that miss the mark. These are just some examples of older figs that maybe have a few issues. But like I said earlier, these days the company is really good at having a cohesive style to their figures. But LEGO's resource management is not always in their favor, because minifigures are included in the set's budget when it's being designed. If parts have to come from a different factory or it'll cost too much to make a new print, then giving a character their proper due diligence just doesn't happen. Which is why we end up with figs like this, and this, and oh my god, and this horrible travesty, which is the most notable and infamous example of a time that LEGO refused to properly print a light color on a dark brick. Sadly, this happens a lot.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
But examples like these are not a fault of the medium. They're a fault of the company that has created the medium. Shout out to Stud Economy, who recently made a pretty good video on all the overused face prints these days. This is a situation that is continuously getting worse as LEGO prioritizes ease of production over detail. Let's do a lightning round. We'll start with Hermione's face. Okay, now Han Solo's face.
Huh?
Okay, you get the point. Some of these are honestly alright, but this does not look like Michael J. Fox. But hey, come closer and I'll tell you a secret. Closer. Closer, there we go. You can just swap the head. LEGO is a modular medium. Quit complaining. Hey, why are you guys booing me? Oh! Ow! Ow! Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! No! Ow! Ah! Ah!
I don't like girls.
But why focus on the bad when you can focus on the good? There are so many incredible and detailed minifigure designs, like Junkrat from Overwatch, Strahd von Zorovich from Dungeons & Dragons, Dustin from Stranger Things. Look how good the new Hector Barbosa is. I mean, he has hair now. And don't worry, I'll give in-house themes some love too. Mateo and Izzy are fantastic minifigures, as were Parker and Jack before them. And the ninjas have come a long way, but they have always been iconic, peak character designs. So does all that mean I only like newer minifigures? Not at all. One of my favorite minifigures of all time is the original Johnny Thunder from the Adventurers line. This Orient Expedition Jungle River LEGO set was one of my very first, and it introduced me to the character. I speak very highly about all the detail modern minifigs get, but not all of them need all that. Sometimes all characters really need is 2 dots and a line for a smile, like the classic spacemen. I don't know about you, but they just can't be beat. The minifigure is the pinnacle of toy design. Now, am I biased? Yes, of course. Of course I'm biased. What? This is a LEGO channel. I'm not pretending to be unbiased. Do you expect me to talk bad about my favorite thing? No! No! You take your Mega Bloks, Halo Spartans, and Creo Decepticons and get out of my house!
Dad, I got your voucher.
Out!
There.
Ah. Now that the naysayers are gone and we've wrapped up the video, I can enjoy my time in peace with all my LEGO minifigures, safe in the knowledge that LEGO has never done something as foolish as try to replace them. He's right behind me, isn't he? Thank you for watching, everyone. This video took hours upon hours to make, mostly because I'm pretty new at making content, but I loved every moment of it. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button and subscribe. I know you've probably heard that 10,000 times, but it really would help me grow my channel. Share the video with your other LEGO-loving friends and spread the word. I have many more projects I'd love to share with the world. That's all for now. Take care.